Welcome to my house. Enter freely, go safely, and leave something of the happiness you bring. Hello everyone! What is happening today? I have no makeup on, no looks going on. It's because today we're doing another coordinate. It's another coordinate inspired by something, someone. And this time I also want to bring you along a little with my makeup process, so that's why you have this vision of me with no makeup and just in a tank top. I'm sorry, I guess. And today we're doing a cord inspired by Malice Mizer in Gardenia. I'm sorry for the lighting, it's really hot outside, so I have all my curtains closed down, so I just have a little of my ring light, so I hope that you'll still be able to see enough. Sorry. So we're gonna start with the makeup process, and I'm gonna try to make myself a little lighter than usual because in Gardenia Mana has whole white foundation, but I don't really want to do an all white foundation because the only one that I have is a little thick and it's never very smooth in the end, so I'm gonna try to do a whitish foundation by using my usual foundation and adding some white concealer and trying to mix everything together. And since I'm sweating a lot, maybe it's gonna blend easily. And with editing magic, I have a lot of concealer all over my face because I wanna try to have a kind of natural result as much as having a very white-ish foundation could look natural. And I think it's not gonna be white enough, so I'm gonna add more concealer after. See you after. So here I'm back. I added a lot more white concealer, but I'm still very far from a white face paint look. I'm not that much darker than my neck, but that will do. I hope that my powder, so I'm gonna use a baking powder from Revolution, which is a white one that I generally use to make my foundation lighter when it's too dark, because I am very pale and it's difficult to find my exact shade of foundation, so sometimes if it's a little too dark, I'm gonna use this powder to make it lighter. And that's also the one that I use when I do all white face paint, but I'm really not good at it, so I'm just training to do it, but it's always very patchy. So if you have any recommendation of products to use to do an all white face paint, I would be happy to hear your recommendations. But now I'm gonna throw on my powder. I don't know if I'm delusional, but I feel like it kind of gave me more of a white face paint look. Maybe I'm just delusional. And since I'm delusional, I'm gonna continue being delusional, and I'm gonna add some highlights with my white matte highlight, which is basically not gonna show up. So now I'm gonna move on to doing my eyebrows. So doing my eyebrows, I always just use this kind of brush, and I use eyeshadow because I don't really like eyebrow products, but I think I'm gonna use this black from my Midnight palette from Beauty Bay. Today I'm gonna mainly use this palette and the big one, the Eye Bright Matte palette because that's the only palette that I have with blues, and my Eye Bright Matte also has some beige and other neutral colors. So that's the main palette that I'm gonna use. I'm gonna try to do my eyebrows in a similar shape to Mana's eyebrows, but I don't know, I might need to pluck out a little bit of hair. So we're gonna see each other again when I am done with my eyebrows. So I did my eyebrows. We're gonna try to look over the fact that it's really bad. This one is kinda okay, this one is like, not gonna talk about it. And I naturally have one of my eyebrow which is a lot higher than my other eyebrow, so this shape kind of accentuates the fact that it's not at the same height. So we're just gonna try to look over it. It's not gonna be that noticeable with the front hair because my bangs are not gonna be as short as Mana's bangs, so we're gonna try to do as if it doesn't exist. And next I'm gonna add some white eyeliner inside my eye to make my eye shape a little rounder and a little bigger because I have quite small eyes in my opinion. So now I'm gonna move on to eyeshadow, and in terms of eyeshadow, if you look at Mana's picture, he actually doesn't really have anything on his eyelid. I think it's mostly white eyeshadow, but it has the blue all around and on at his under eye, and I think it uses at least 2 shades of blue, a darker one and a lighter one, to actually tone down the dark one to help make it in a smoother transition. So I'm gonna try to achieve this. But just before starting with the blue, I'm gonna add some white eyeshadow over so that it's gonna help me blur the blue eyeshadow later on. So here I'm gonna take this type of really fluffy brush and add some white eyeshadow here because it's gonna help me blend together the blue eyeshadow after. So for my white eyeshadow, I'm using the one of the Eye Bright Matte palette. And for my blue makeup, I'm gonna use this denim shade as my darker blue, and I'm gonna use the cerulean shade as my transition shade. I actually ended up using the mist shade that I'm showing here in the picture, and sorry, I changed my mind afterwards because the cerulean was too dark, so here is my little correction. Okay, so that's how it looks for now. I also added a little bit of black at the darker parts. It looks so bad in this lighting. Because I looked at my poster, because I have my Gardenia poster in the back, and there is actually a little bit of black on this darker line. So here it is. I guess it looks a little better in normal lighting, but I'm gonna go forward and do a cut crease with this concealer, and then I'm gonna add white eyeshadow here. When you realize in the middle of your makeup that you forgot to put on your lenses and now you have to redo all your under eye because it's all gone, so I'm gonna try to correct this right now, but I put it on my gray contact lenses because I don't have blue ones, so my gray ones are the closer to what Mana is wearing in Gardenia. So I tried to correct my under eye. I hope it's not too bad. I did my eyeliner, which I'm really bad at, like this all around the eye type of eyeliner is what I'm the worst at. So I hope it's at least a little bit okay. but I'm gonna add some mascara and some fake eyelashes next. So here is a look with the lashes. I added upper lashes, and as my bottom lashes I added half upper lashes to try to achieve a little more mana look. And now I'm gonna do my lips, and for my lips I don't have any blue lipstick. I had one but I left it in France, so I'm gonna use this black lipstick, and on top of it I'm gonna put that blue shiny lip gloss to try to create a kind of blue lip look. And here is the lips done. I think it works pretty well for someone who doesn't have blue lipstick, especially a dark blue lipstick, so I kind of like it. But I'm like, why do I low-key give Evanescence right now when I'm trying to look like Mana? But next I'm gonna start dressing up, and I'm also gonna do my hair. I already straightened my hair as you can see, but I'm gonna add a fringe because I only have a half fringe, and I'm gonna do twin tails. But first I'm gonna put on my top because otherwise it's gonna be annoying to put my top on afterwards. Here are my twin tails, and to make my twin tails more like up, like Mana has, I'm gonna just put it through here, so it's gonna give this higher up and like kind of fluffy vibe to my twin tail. And you can say bye to my forehead after seeing it for so long. This part of me rarely see the light of day, so you can give your farewell to this forehead of mine now, because I'm gonna add bangs. Hi, I'm back. I don't have any forehead anymore, but this is kind of cute, even though I'm not used to have nothing on the side of my head. But now the only step left for my hair is to tease my twin tails and add some spray, and my hair will be done, and then I can go on with the styling. And here is the hair done. I just added some pins so that it stays closer to my scalp to give this very poofy twin tail vibe. I have a lot of pins for hair from kimono rentals that I did. They do such amazing hairstyles. It looks so effortless, but when you take it off, there's just a million pins on your head. So now I have these pins that I use to do my hair. Since now I have very long hair, I try to style my hair more often, and I love doing Mana's very teased, big poofy twin tail inspired looks. So here today we are for Gardenia. I'm gonna get dressed, put my accessories on. I'm gonna film the outfit, take a few pictures, and then I'm gonna come back to explain the whole outfit. I am back fully Mana-sized, and I'm gonna talk about how I put together this coordinate. So first you saw that I am wearing my Vallee lysBlossom pressed blouse. I don't have that many tops apart from this blouse and a regular shirt, so bad color shirts in white. So I showed this one because obviously I felt like the frill had a more Gardenia vibe, and also I knew that I could attach easily my corsages. For the bottom, obviously I chose my mini corset skirt from Atelier Pierrot, which mimics this very poofy skirt that Mana has in his Gardenia costume. And since this blouse is short, I added arm corsets that you're gonna see closer. But first I'm gonna talk about the legs. So since Mana has these very thigh-high boots, I chose to use my ribbon OTKs to mimic this thigh-high boots vibe, because in terms of shoes I only have 3 pairs of shoes in white, and it's my Atelier Pierrot pumps, my small pumps from Diamond Honey, and my boots from Demonia. So the pumps were the more fitting for this style. It kind of looks the type of heel of the boots that Mana is wearing. So I chose this combo to replicate the boots, and obviously I also have my crochet tights to replicate this kind of lace style of tights. To replicate this kind of lace tights that Mana is wearing. And obviously there is this very big train that Mana is wearing. It's obviously blue tulle, but I don't have any blue tulle train, so I used my train from Miss Denture, which is black, which I thought was still great to replicate the contrast. I attached it in a very weird way in the back so that you would not see the black attachment on the front, so it's attached in a kind of weird way, but it works. So now I'm going back into the arms, so I chose to wear my arms corset from Massaging Capsule because it replicates the idea of long sleeves, because my Vallee blouse is short sleeve. And in terms of end jewelry, I only chose to wear this ring because Mana is only wearing a cross ring, but I got this ring made by Nicole, which is a little coffin with blue stained roses and a cross in the middle, so I thought that it was perfect for a Gardenia look, so I got this ring. And to replicate more of the accessories of Mana, he has a corset style choker on. I don't have a corset style choker in white, I have some in black, but I don't have one in white, so I chose to take this choker in particular because it's very massive and it replicates this vibe of a massive choker that makes this kind of closed down look around here. So I showed this one with the really cute bow. You can take off the bow, but I thought that the bow was a nice detail for this cord and that it was fitting with all the rest. Obviously I also have my Moronix Mona Stoic corsets, so I have the white one, which I already had for a while, which I purchased already made, and I actually asked for a custom one in a white base with this darker blue roses, like this little fishnet kind of style, and these pearls, because it obviously reminds of all the roses that Mana is wearing around this area, but also in his hair. So I thought it was really fitting. Like this particular custom made corsage was made with the idea of Gardenia. And obviously on my head I'm wearing my handmade headdress, which has a lot of bright roses, so and a lot of frills, so that's what is more fitting for this style, I think, because Mana is wearing a lot of lace and roses in this Gardenia style, so this is what I had, which was the closest to Mana's look. And I didn't change my earrings because Mana is wearing like cross earrings and I have cross earrings, so I thought that it didn't need a change. And obviously you saw my process of teasing my hair to have a closer hair look to Mana, and my makeup, the lenses. I tried to do a really complete look inspired by Mana and Gardenia because I really love this outfit. this outfit like directly had a really visual impact on me. Like I really love this contrast of the blue, very vibrant blue on the white. I've always wanted to do a look inspired by Monasama and Gardenia, so here it is today. I hope you like this look. I don't know if you know much about Malice Mizer, but it's one of my favorite bands. Like it's my favorite inactive band since they don't do anything for a while, but they're still my favorite, and I've always wanted to do this look because it's really impactful. So tell me what you thought about these coordinates, if you like this look, if you know Manasama or if you don't, what you think about this look, and if there is an iconic look that you would like to reproduce yourself, if there is any looks that you want to recommend me to try to recreate. And in general, I hope that this video was entertaining for you. You can leave me a comment for any suggestions. If you like this video, you can give it a like, and if you want to see more videos from me, you can subscribe to this channel. I hope you liked this video today, and I hope that we'll see each other again in my castle.